Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
It's great to be back.
Today, we're going way back, like way, way back, to 8th century China.
Tang Dynasty poetry. I'm excited for this one.
Me too. It's not every day we get to explore something so, well, so old. But even though these poems were written centuries ago, they still have so much to teach us about, well, about life.
Exactly. These poems offer a glimpse into another world, really, with different values and a different way of looking at life.
And we're going to be focusing on one specific poem today, right?
Yep. Bamboo Lodge by the poet Wang Wei.
Okay, Wang Wei. So was he like just a poet? I mean, what's the deal with this guy?
Well, that's what's fascinating about him. He wasn't just a poet. He was actually a high-ranking official in the Tang government. So imagine somebody nowadays, like a politician or a CEO, finding refuge in nature and writing these beautiful, introspective poems. It was kind of common back then, though, for intellectuals to have these dual roles.
Interesting. I guess it makes sense, though. Like, they were expected to serve in government, but they also valued things like harmony with nature and introspection.
Right. And that's exactly what we see in Wang Wei's poetry.
Yeah.
So the poem opens with, "Sitting alone in the secluded bamboo grove."
Alone, huh? That kind of sets the mood right away. It's like he's intentionally seeking out this solitude, right?
Yes. And it's not loneliness, it's intentional solitude, which was a really important idea in both Taoism and Buddhism. He's finding peace in being by himself.
I feel that. Sometimes you just need a break from everyone, you know? Okay, so what happens next in the poem?
Well, he's not just sitting there doing nothing. The next line is playing the zither and whistling long.
A zither. That's like kind of like a harp, right?
Sort of. But the zither was really important in Tang Dynasty poetry because it symbolized harmony with nature. And the whistling, too, it suggests this kind of carefree connection to the natural world.
So he's making music, but it's like he's blending his music with the sounds of nature.
Exactly. It creates this sense of being in tune with the environment.
So cool. All right, what else happens in this poem?
The next line is, "Deep in the forest, no one knows."
Ooh, something mysterious. What's going on there?
It adds a layer of secrecy, right? But it's not just about being hidden. It's about the idea that external recognition doesn't matter. He's not seeking fame or attention. He's just being himself in this moment without needing anyone else to see him.
Yeah, I get that. It's like sometimes you want to do things just for yourself, not for the gram or anything.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got the solitude, we've got the music, and now this kind of like, I don't know, incognito vibe.
Oh.
What's the last line of the poem?
The last line is, "The bright moon comes to shine on me."
The moon. Why the moon?
The moon is really symbolic in Chinese culture. It's often associated with enlightenment and spiritual awakening. It's a quiet observer, a witness to everything. So in this poem, it's like nature itself is acknowledging his presence, offering a kind of companionship.
Wow, that's deep. So even though he's alone, he's not really alone.
Right. It speaks to this idea that we all crave connection, even when we're seeking solitude. And sometimes nature can provide that connection in a way that other humans can't.
Makes you think, huh? Like, where do you find that kind of connection in your own life?
Oh, definitely. I mean, for me, being in nature, whether it's just a walk in the park or something more like hiking in the mountains, it always brings a sense of peace, a feeling of being a part of something bigger than myself.
I think a lot of people can relate to that. Okay, so we've spent some time with this one poem, Bamboo Lodge. But obviously there's a whole world of Tang Dynasty poetry out there.
Absolutely. And Wang Wei is just one of many incredible poets from that era.
But even in this one little poem, we can see these big themes of nature, solitude, self-reflection. Like, those are things that are still relevant today, right?
Absolutely. I mean, think about how many people nowadays are trying to disconnect from technology to find peace and quiet in nature. These themes are timeless.
Yeah, timeless. It's kind of amazing that a poem written over 1,000 years ago can still resonate with us like that.
It is, and I think that's the power of poetry, you know? It can capture these universal human experiences in a way that transcends time and culture.
Well said. All right, folks, that's our deep dive into Bamboo Lodge by Wang Wei. I hope it's inspired you to maybe go find your own little bamboo lodge somewhere. You know, that place where you can connect with yourself and nature and all that good stuff.
I second that.
And next time on the deep dive, we'll be exploring something completely different, the history of board games. So stay tuned for that. Until then, thanks for listening.
See you next time.